Hello, do you guys know what my lore means? It means that, Google it. It's basically like you telling your personal story. So basically, this is my lore part two. There was a part one where like I was telling a personal story of mine for your entertainment, not for you to manipulate, use against me, or to gossip about. But this is just for your perspective to like be like, oh yeah, she did that. You know, how do I relate or not? By the way, I'm washing my clothes right now, my workout clothes and stuff, because as you know, I wear a lot of my workout clothes because I like to work out. It's like my daily grind workout. And so I'm not dressy fancy right now, okay? Got my hair into pigtails, it's greased up, it's combed out. We're gonna leave it there. Without glasses I look the same. All right. So long story short, here's my lore part two. So this story is different though, and I feel okay to tell this story because it just happened recently. This is a more recent story. So this was actually on my mind because I had a dream about it too. So basically, when I was in middle school, I used to be so standoffish from the kids in middle school. Like I went to a white school, a school that I lived by. So I lived in a white neighborhood, predominantly white, and I went to like a white school in my neighborhood for middle school. And basically there used to be like some ghetto kids that would come to my school, right? They went to my school, but they didn't live in the area. Anyways, I was a part of their little clique, but I was kind of still on the outside. Like I was cool with them, I was close with them, but then I wasn't. Like I was still like diverse, you know, and I kind of was still just family based. So I kind of stayed like to myself, but I was still around like the black kids. I was still around like, you know, anyways, the ethnic kids, the minority kids, whatever. It was like clique. So basically there was this guy, he was in it, and his name was Matthew. He was cute when he was young. I used to look at him like, oh, he's cute, you know, but never did I talk to him. It was just like always in the clique, like see you at school. He was a little older too, but long story short, he was popular. And there was this other guy who was popular too, but we all knew of each other because of middle school. But anyways, we all went our separate ways when we went to high school. Everybody went to a different high school. I went to Poly, they went to Milliken or Wilson. That's the names of the high schools, right? So basically, growing up, I only seen Matthew like on social media, like growing up. Like I seen he was started to rap. I seen that he had had a baby mama, had a relationship, you know, glowed up though, like very successful, has his own, you know. And I was following his look, like dang, he didn't really age. And you know what's crazy, I started seeing him in person when I got older. When I got older, I was, you know, always driving around my city, and I would see him like right there, like that's Matthew, that's Matthew, like what the heck. And I would see him, but I would never pull up on him, I would never say anything. I would just be like, oh, I seen him, okay. But I would see him online too with his baby mama and his relationship, and like, you know, and I would be like, oh yeah, like stay away from that, you know. So long story short, this is what happened. So basically in January of this year, I went to charge my Tesla at the charging station that I always go to. It's a casino parking lot that has all Tesla chargers, and you can go in the casino and chill, get on the computer, get on Wi-Fi, chill in the little bar area. They got like jumbo TVs and like a bunch of tables, and you can just chill in the casino while you charge your car, because the car charges for 30-40 minutes. So basically that's what I do normally. So that night I had just came from the gym and I was working out prior, so I went inside the casino to sit down and like either do tarot. I was either doing tarot or I just like chilled or whatever. Long story short, I'm sitting at the table, I look up, and here, actually I walked to the bathroom, I see Matthew at a casino table gambling. And then I was like, oh my god. And then I just went to the bathroom and I just like went to go sit down in the bar area. Then I look up and then he's like in the bar area, and I'm just like, and then he's turned around though, he's like doing something at the table. So I hurry up and leave, right? Because I'm like, my car's almost done, right? So I hurry up and walk out so he doesn't see me leaving, right? Come to find out, this man was following me. He followed me outside the casino and was like, hey, hey. Like, and I was like, turned around like, what the hell? He was trying to talk to me. And I was like, okay. I said, hey, am I really stressed right now? Like, I just came from the gym. And he was like, oh, it's cool. Like, girl, we ended up talking for an hour and a half at the casino, right? We ended up just like, I was like, how are you doing? Like, you know, like, we just kind of like, I was like, yeah, I've seen you out. Like, how's your baby mama? He tells me everything. He's like, yeah, like, we're not together. And yeah, we have a daughter. But like, he was like, I was like, how do I look to you? And he was like, beautiful. And I was like, ha, that's funny. And then he was like, yeah, if you throw it at me, I'll catch it. And I was like, no, thank you. But he was like literally trying to pursue me, like trying to get at me. But we were just catching up. Like, I was just like, okay, we were talking about like aesthetic, because he wears designer clothes, nothing but designer clothes. And I was telling him, like, I was like, do you have a Range Rover, a new Range Rover? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I seen you driving a brand new Range Rover. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, yeah. So I was like, I don't be dressing up like in my designer stuff, but I was like, I seen you in like a Celine, you know, I seen you, just know I seen you. And he was just telling me like about his fashion sense and about his like family relationships and like, you know, himself. And like, we were just catching up, and he was just smiling at me, like talking to me and like interested. And I just was like, not interested, but I was just like there because he was like trying to talk to me. But anyways, long story short, he wanted to get my number, and he was like, yeah, I don't be talking to nobody like that, whatever. Then he texted me, started talking right after I left, right? I was trying to leave because I needed to go take a shower. So basically, right when I got in my car, girl, he started texting me, and then he FaceTimed me, and then we are on FaceTime, and I was just telling him like, we were talking about high school. I brought up high school, like how high school was just so embarrassing. We didn't go to the same high school. He went to a different high school. He was like, let's hang out. Like, let's go do this. Let's do. He was like, I will take you to any restaurant you want to go to. Wherever you want to go eat, I'll pay. Like, basically trying to take me on a date. And Matthew's not a bad looking guy. He's like a light skinned, tall, mixed dude. Like, I knows how to dress. Like, not a bad looking guy. But my whole thing was like, first of all, I didn't tell him this, but I will say this. I was like, first of all, I told him about Danny. I told him like, yeah, I do have a guy. And he was like, whoever he is, he needs to tighten up. And I was just like, no, like, you know, like, you know how guys are when they're competing for a girl. It's just like, and then he was like, if you throw it, I'll catch it. I was not throwing it. And that's what I wanted to bring to everybody's attention who's watching this. Don't ever throw yourself at a guy, because if you throw it and you look like this, beautiful, whatever, they'll catch it, of course. Don't throw yourself at a guy unless, I don't know, I'll just say don't throw yourself at a guy. Guys gonna throw themselves at you, and if you want to catch it, it's up to you. But long story short, he was competing for my attention, competing for me for a little while, and I wasn't giving him no play. Like, I was in a whole nother state of mind, you know. And basically, like, I remember we stopped texting because I was like, I declined his offer because I was like, oh, I don't go out to eat. I was like, I don't go to fancy restaurants anymore. I just meal prep because I work out a lot, and that's what we do when we're in the gym. And then we talked about his cousin, because his cousin goes to my gym. I sent him a picture of his cousin at my gym, like, yeah, like, you should come to the gym. Like, what the hell? But he's too bougie for that. Like, he's the type of guy, he lives on Ocean in a nice, like, condo, whatever. Like, his baby mama is cute, but I guess they weren't getting along. But they have a daughter, but they still do stuff like for the daughter. But I just didn't want to be a part of that. That's the whole point. What I'm trying to make is like, I knew his background, so I was just like, no, I'm not interested in sloppy seconds. Like, your relationship is publicized like online. Like, I don't want to be in that. Like, no, thank you. I just shied away from him. And he ended up getting the point when I said, no, I don't want to go out to eat because I have meal prep. And then he just ended up like, I told him like, oh, you know, I seen your cousin, and I was just like, well, I'm gonna go here, do that, and he just left me alone. But he came up in my dream the other night. He was in my dream the other night. He was in a few of my dreams, and I was just like, oh,